living here today. 'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget.
Hey guys, happy 4th of July. Sup Keith, how you doing? America, that's right. Hey Elusive, hey Tiger, that's right, God bless America. What, Precious? We got 2 new dogs today. How's everybody's weekend go? I know that's right, Tiger. Are you feeling better? You had a few chest pains today? That's not good, Keith. You need to get that checked out. I'm glad to hear, Tiger. I know there's several other content creators got lives going on. We grilled Saturday, and we're still eating leftovers. I hope it's nothing major either, Keith. And that could be it. So I was putting together a video. I was going to do a premiere today. And the app I was using froze up on me. So hopefully I'll be able to finish it up and just put it out as a regular video. Oh, that sounds good, Tiger. And in a little bit, I'll be cutting a watermelon. I was using CapCut. Yeah, CapCut. But I'm here to tell y'all, you would not believe the amount of pictures you have to upload for a 9-minute video. I'm telling y'all. So did y'all hear about that shooting up north of Chicago? What I seen of it, yeah, it didn't look very good. They right, Keith. They did identify the shooter, or who they believe is the shooter. Tiger, I get the app names from like Keith and, you know, different content creators, and I go in and kind of experiment myself. So, yeah, it just, you know, it gets me. Especially during the middle of Independence Day parade. The suspect is identified as a person of interest as 22-year-old Robert E. Crimo, Crimo III, who is believed to be armed and dangerous. He is 22 years old and was driving a 2010 Honda Fit, and it gives the license plate number. He killed at least 6 people and wounded about 24 more from a rooftop perch before fleeing. Lake County Sheriff's Office Deputy Chief Chris Cavelli said during an afternoon news briefing 5 of those killed were found at the scene and were adults, authorities said. Another was taken to the hospital where they died. Oh, yeah, Keith. When I first tuned into it, not turned, they were saying that the suspect was between 18 and 25, so. I agree, Tiger. Hey, Jewish redneck, how are you? Shalom. All right, I've got something that I want to share with y'all. That I had heard the story of before, and you know, sometimes you hear of a story and it connects with you on a deep level. But this one, especially, you know, with today being our Independence Day, I wanted to share with y'all. As y'all know, I am a huge music nerd. I was in marching band, so I had the opportunity to play the Star Spangled Banner many, many times. But even during that time, I didn't know truly the story behind the Star Spangled Banner. Y'all know the story behind it? Alright, let's see here. Hang on. Can y'all still hear me? Okay, good deal. I'm trying to find where this music's coming from. So give me just a second. Oh, that would explain it. Alright. Right, Keith? But alright. I put it on speakerphone so hopefully y'all can hear this. If y'all can't, let me know.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the National Anthem. It is our song as an American. We go, however, to a ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious
Yeah, apparently StreamYard went down. Here we go. Let's try this again.
with the British officials, and they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis. Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men. And he said, "Man, I've got news for you tonight. You're free." He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains. As he went back up on board to arrange for their passage to the shore, the Admiral came and he said, we have a slight problem. He said, we will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter. Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, he said, tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry? He said, we're going to remove it from the face of the earth. He said, how are you going to do that? He said, if you will, scan the horizon of the sea. And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots. And he said, that's the entire British war fleet. He said, all of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said, the war's over. These men would be free anyway. He said, you can't shell that fort. He said, that's a large fort. He said, it's full of women and children. He says, it's predominantly not a military fort. He said, don't worry about it. They said, we've left them a way out. He said, what's that? He said, do you see that flag way up on the rampart? He said, we have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately. And we'll know that they've surrendered. And you'll now be under British rule. Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen. And he said, how many ships? He said, hundreds. The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top, and he said, men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, tell us where the flag is. What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling, every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb. And Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, it's still up. It's not down. The Admiral came and he said, your people are insane. He said, what's the matter with them? He said, don't they understand this is an impossible situation? Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said the thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees. The Admiral said, we have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down. He said, we don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly. Every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point. Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful. All that he could hear was the men down below praying. The prayer, God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it. Sunrise came. He said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough. There stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds. The flagpole itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top. Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened. And what he found had happened was that that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits. And when hit had fallen, but men, fathers, knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground. Although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and they held it up humanly until they died. Their bodies were removed and others took their place. Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle were patriots' bodies. He penned a song, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free in the home of the brave? The debt was demanded, the price it was paid."
Now, does that or does that not give you chills? To know that people, true patriots, were under the sentence of death, but yet still they made sure that Old Glory, or what was Old Glory at the time, remained standing. Reckon how many people would really do that now? I agree. I completely agree. And did y'all know that technically July the 4th is not originally our Independence Day? July the 4th is when it was submitted to the Continental Congress, actually on June 28, 1776, approved on July 2nd, and declared on July 4th. Originally, the day of declaration was the 2nd. You know, I come from a long line of patriots. The proof of that actually stands in my name. And my great-grandmother's name. My great-grandmother's name was America. Hence my middle name. And you know, not many people have that name anymore. I agree. Keith, we are going to continue to file. You know, old Taterhead had a press conference about an hour and a half ago at the White House. You know, the presidents always do 4th of July press conference. Well, they had told the reporters and all that he was going, you know, also speak on what happened north of Chicago. And he barely mentioned it. But, you know, for as long as I can remember, the National Public Radio, or NPR, has always read the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th. Well, today, NPR announced it was breaking its long-standing 4th of July tradition of reading the Declaration of Independence to instead discuss, and this is in quotations, what equality means. Probably not, Keith, I agree. For the past 33 years on NPR's morning edition, NPR staff have celebrated America's birthday by reading the founding document. However, co-host Leila Fadel announced on Twitter that this year they were scrapping the tradition to analyze what Thomas Jefferson meant by all men are created equal. What followed was an 11-minute discussion between two historians and host Steve Inskeep on the steps Americans took in fighting for equal rights for all men and women in this country. In the broadcast, the NPR host tied the fight for equality to recent rulings by the Supreme Court, like Dobbs versus Jackson, Women's Health Organization. And many of our debates on this July the 4th turns on what equality means, what violating rules really give equal access to the ballot. Do abortion laws give a woman equal control of her body? At what point is a fetus entitled to equal rights? Inskeep said.
Hey, George and Wade outside. I need to shut the George up.
Without providing explanation, Inskeep said the Republicans wanted unequal voting power and connected that idea to the global move towards authoritarian rule. For some people, equality is out of style. Some political progressives prefer the term equal. The move towards authoritarian rule opposes equality, asserting that some people are more equal than others, the NPR host said. I agree, Jewish. The broadcast ended on a hopeful note with historian Annette Gordon-Reed arguing that far more people in the country have embraced the principle that all men are created equal. However, NPR promoted the idea equal rights were under attack on Twitter. I didn't, Jewish. I had steak today. Last year, NPR reluctantly kept up the traditional declaration reading, but decried the document as holding flaws and deeply ingrained hypocrisies. The media outlet suggested at the time that the 2020 riots surrounding the death of George Floyd tainted how we should view the Declaration. But after last summer's protest and our national reckoning on race, the words in the document land differently. It famously declares that all men are created equal, even though women, enslaved people, and indigenous Americans were not held as equal at the time. And an article that accompanied the Independence Day morning edition broadcast stated. Yeah, we had a storm roll through a while ago. Hot dogs and hamburgers. Yeah, we had that Saturday. We grilled hot dogs, hamburgers, steak, sausage, corn on the cob, and asparagus. But I want. Hey Jeff, how are you? So far, my day's been pretty good, Jeff. Thanks for asking. How's yours been? Happy 4th of July. Declaration of Independence, 5 facts you may not know on this 4th of July. Independence was not declared on July the 4th. July 4th, 1776 is significant because that day is the day Congress officially adopted the Declaration of Independence document. However, the Second Continental Congress actually voted for independence on July 2nd. And in a letter to his wife Abigail, John Adams predicted that future generations would celebrate July 2nd as Independence Day, saying the second day of July 1776 will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, fun, guns, bells, bonfires, and an illumination. I hate these ads. From one end of the continent to the other, from this time forward, forevermore. There we go. And so I woke up from my pre-nap, then I hear you, Bear. I hear you. Yeah, Keith, I seen that as I hit the live button. One of the other content creators said it was on. That very well could be worrisome. Number 2, 26 copies of the Declaration of Independence still exist. After the Declaration of Independence was adopted, the Committee of Five, which consisted of Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Roger Sherman, and Robert R. Livingston, was responsible for the reproduction of the approved text. On July 5th, Philadelphia printer John Dunlap sent out all the copies he made to newspapers across the 13 colonies. In addition to commanders of the continental troops and local politicians, there were initially hundreds of copies known as Dunlap broadsides. but only 26 of them survive and are mostly being exhibited in museum and library collections. One of the most recently discovered Dunlap broadsides was found by a Philadelphia man in the back of a picture frame that was purchased at a flea market for $4 in 1989. Number 3, George Washington's reading of the Declaration of Independence on July 9, 1776, led to a riot in New York City where King George III statue was torn down. When one of the Dunlap broadsides arrived in New York City on July 9, 1776, George Washington, who was the commander of the Continental Forces in New York at the time, read the document to the crowd in front of City Hall. Many of them cheered and would later tear down a statue of King George III nearby. The statue was later melted down and used to make tens of thousands of musket balls for the American Army. I agree, Jewish. I completely agree. Absolutely. Number 4, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, and other documents were secretly stashed at Fort Knox during World War II. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, Secret Service agent Harry Neal was tasked with transferring priceless historical documents to a secure facility away from Washington, D.C. After meeting with librarian Archibald MacLeish at the Library of Congress, Neal orchestrated the logistics of how they would discreetly transport the documents out of D.C. to Fort Knox, which is near Louisville, Kentucky. Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, the Gutenberg Bible, and the Articles of the Confederation were also being stored in some of the cases at Fort Knox. The Declaration was returned to Washington, D.C. in 1944. Hey, David, how are you? Happy 4th of July. Number 5, 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence, but many of them never became famous. Some of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, like John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, went on to dedicate their lives to public service and serve as the second and third presidents of the United States. However, several of the signers are only remembered by history, such as Button Gwinnett of Georgia and New Hampshire's Josiah Bartlett, whose name was used with a slightly different spelling as Martin Sheen's presidential character in The West Wing. So, thought y'all might find that interesting. That they wasn't Jewish. I absolutely agree with that. That's a topic you will not hear me discuss very much because I am very, very passionate about that. But you're right. They weren't treated equally. Russia put out a video of hitting America today. Putin said he didn't think the USA deserved to celebrate today. Oh, Lord. All I'm going to say is we know the day's not over with. Yeah, Jewish. My mom was 1/8 Cherokee Indian. So you can understand, you know. Even when I was in school, you know, when we was taught about the Trail of Tears and all, it took everything the teachers had to keep me calm. You're part Cherokee? Awesome, Jewish. That is awesome. You know, when for most of my younger years, every year we always went to Cherokee, North Carolina for a week during the summer. And, you know, we'd go to the powwows and whatnot. And I remember that feeling. You know, the music and the atmosphere. Yeah, it's something I can't explain. Fourth Seminole. Heck yeah. You know, there's many of us that um the majority of us are not what people would call purebloods. So do I, Jewish. Absolutely. Awesome, Keith. I thought I seen the Cherokee in you that night. Nuts, absolutely. All right, so yeah, that it is, Keith. Last time I went, oh my lord. Oh yeah, Tiger, you would have loved it. But you know, like Francis Scott Key had said, you know, about the Patriots there at Fort Henry. You know, they would rather die on their feet than live on their knees. And I absolutely agree with that. You're a bloody mess. But you know, I don't know how many of y'all have actually looked at a flag when there's no breeze blowing whatsoever. But that flag will still be moving. What is it, Georgie? What is it, Georgie? No, sir, you can't jump up here in my lap. Yeah, David, we used to do prayer at the flag pole. We used to call it prayer at the pole. The dog's trying, one of the new dogs is trying to jump in my lap. Yeah, we did too, Tiger. We always done the Pledge of Allegiance. I mean, the older, further up in grade we got, they didn't really. If you wanted to do it, okay. If you didn't, you didn't have to. We done that in chorus, David. Yeah, Tiger. But even like I can be at home and I hear the national anthem being played. Even if I'm by myself, I stand up and I put my hand over my heart. True. But both my girls still respect our flag. They both know how to play the national anthem. And they both know all the words to all the patriotic songs. And of course, they know the Pledge of Allegiance. And freedom don't come free. We all know that. And most likely all of us know people that have gave their life for this country. That's right, Keith. Mine too, Tiger, mine too. Oh, let me tell y'all. I don't know if y'all heard about it. I know I talked to Tiger about it over the weekend. You know how kids at school have always been able to get free lunches, depending on household income and situation and stuff like that. Well, Potato Head has went on record saying that if the schools will not sign to allow kids going into the bathrooms that they identify as, that he will not sign for free lunches anymore. Gender neutral bathrooms. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. So, and it's in our local paper. Right, David? You know, a lot of kids, the only nutrition they get is from school. I agree, Keith. I agree. Now, I'm of the mind if a child is of age, you know, they will go into whatever bathroom, whatever, you know, that's them and their business. But school age kids, no. Right, Tiger? Absolutely. And that's exactly what it's on lead to. Hey, Hoot, happy 4th. How are you, hon? Right, Hoot? I agree. But do y'all know what my soon to be 12-year-old has decided if they pass this? If they pass this into law and our local school system agrees with this, she has decided to be homeschooled. She does not want any part of it. Glad to hear, Hope. Hey, Yankee Dave, how are you? Happy 4th. Hey, Willowbug, how are you? Happy 4th. I hope y'all both are enjoying it. And you know, if she wants to be homeschooled, that's exactly what we're going to do. She knows that she will be giving up extracurricular activities. She will not be able to participate in marching band. She won't be able to participate in sports. You know, not to mention her friends she sees every day at school. Yes, sir, Hoot. It is against the law. Tiger said only at home. But you know, it breaks my heart for the kids whose parents cannot afford to pay for school lunches. They will have to sit there and watch the other kids around them eat and not be able to eat. I mean, it's like Tiger said, there's always homeschool, but not all families can do that. That's right, Tiger. Communities need to start coming together. You know, I don't see the town that I live in approving this, but if the state of Georgia approves it, we will have no other choice. That's a good suggestion, David. But I discovered with the whole pandemic, when the kids couldn't go to school here a while back, school is not what it was when I was in school. Not by no means. The math that they teach these kids in kindergarten, whatever happened to 1 + 1 = 2? That's right, Tiger. I want to say they're between $3 and $5 here. Yeah, Tiger. That's what I was taught. That's right, Keith. 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah. Yeah, per day. They do not want this generation to be smart, because if they are smart, they can overtake the house legally. And they don't want that to happen, so they want to keep us as dumb as sheep. I agree, Jeff. Unless it's algebra, then subtract the 1 from the 2 and you get 1. Math was never my strong suit, no way. But my oldest daughter, she excels at math. My youngest daughter's like me. Math is not her strongest subject. Now, social studies, history, earth science, we all three good at. Ah, not mine. Not at all. That's right, Hope. And you know, I seen a video on Twitter that made me sick. It was a stripper in nothing but her underwear walking around holding what looked like a 3-year-old's hand. Hey, Melvita, how are you? That's right. But I remember when not so long ago, if you were caught taking your child into any kind of club, your kids were taken from you. Not that I believe a child should be at a club anyway, but you know what I'm saying. Are you hiding from them big doggies? Oh, it's true. It's very true, Hoot. Boy, everybody's popping off about CERN now. If it ain't CERN, it's about the parade from today. I agree, Tiger. But they've already set it up where they're going to win. Happy 4th of July to you too, Melvita. That's true, David. They'll be good at fighting or hiding. Absolutely. You know, there's been, I agree, Keith. Absolutely. You know, there's been rumors that Texas is getting ready to leave the Union. And I've talked to a friend of mine that lives in Texas, and he said that he has heard the rumors. So, I don't know. I ain't never been to the Grand Canyon, so I can't speak on that subject. Furthest west I've ever been is El Paso. And that's a trip that, yeah. I'll go all the way to the east side of Texas. East side of Texas is beautiful. And getting from Georgia to the east side of Texas is beautiful. Except for going over that fucking Mississippi River. Oh, no. But anyway. Hey, Spotted Fawn. That's right. Happy birthday, America. Happy 4th, Fawn. How you doing, hon? Oh, congratulations, Melvita. Congratulations to them grandbabies. Catching that first fish. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I know y'all proud of them grandbabies. All 4 of them. Oh, I bet that was cool, Hoot. Oh. Yeah, baby deer. I love them. And I don't mean to eat. I love deer meat, just not babies. I'd love to be able to go out there at least once. So I really would. But that'd be a hell of a lot of driving because I'm not getting on an airplane. That's right, Tiger. You don't kill the babies. I'm glad to hear, Fawn. Yeah, Melvita, we love babies. We got a 3-month-old that's with us at least 5 days a week. Sometimes more. It is hot as I'll get out. I went outside and helped Heather move a couple of the babies, play sets around the trampoline and swing set and stuff like that. Oh, I thought I was gonna fall out in the yard. Absolutely, David. Daily. You too, Hoot. And for those that missed, kind of the beginning, I encourage y'all to go back and watch. I I played the story of the Star Spangled Banner. Hey, Miss Hutch, how you doing, hon? Happy 4th. It's good to see you. Yeah, so do I, Willow. Part of mine, though, is because my sleeping pattern's weird. But I also sleep more than I'm awake. So, well, part of mine is I've got RLS and I haven't been taking my medicine for it. So I haven't been able to go to sleep till daylight. Oh, no, Keith. I'm sorry to hear that. It's true, Tiger, and that'll drain you. Are you still wanting to can tomorrow night? You too, Miss Hutch. Awesome. About 8 my time, 7 your time. Sound good? Hey. Y'all can hear me sitting here yawning now. I have no clue. I was wondering that myself, but right, who? That was not a nice birthday present. Miss Hutch, is Hutch feeling any better? Right? Yeah, my dad had the first round of it, and he got lucky, really lucky. He was 63 at the time and not in the best health. He had just had pneumonia like a month and a half before he got that. Wow. I hadn't heard that. You good, Vaughn? Yeah, it looks like it getting ready to storm here. Clouds are starting to roll in again. Yeah. The internet people is actually supposed to be coming tomorrow to install Internet 360. I think's what they're calling it. Right, Tiger? You too, Keith. I hope you get to feeling better. Thomason, Georgia. Yeah, we need it down here too, Jewish. That's in West Georgia, ain't it? Jewish. Yeah, David, they tend to do that. I will go ahead and warn y'all when I post the video that I've been trying to get done. It may get flagged near Augusta. I'm about 5.5 hours south of Augusta. Jewish, I am the next county over from Alma. I'm in Hazelhurst. Your sister's in Douglas? Awesome. I live about half an hour from Douglas. You was born in Alma? My mom was born in Alma, but she lived in Jeff Davis her whole life. You love Hazelhurst. I'm glad somebody does. I hope not, so Tiger. It kind of depends on the size of the home you're looking for, and the location. I know some of the trailer parks are charging $400 plus for a 3-bedroom trailer. You have kinfolk all over South Georgia. I'm the exact same way. In Georgia, Florida. The furthest away I have is in Salt Lake City, Utah. I have a great aunt up there. Wait a minute. I got a cousin in Alaska, too. Tiger. Their bedtime is killing you. Uh-oh. How's the garden doing, Tiger? No, that wasn't creepy at all. David was talking about the Grand Canyon, and New York Preppers talking about the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. I know right where that's at. I've been to Bristol many times. Salt Lake City. I can honestly say I've never been there, but I've always wanted to go. I'm glad, Tiger. Ours is too. We're starting to get a lot of produce out of it. My stepmom done zucchini pickles last week. Over the weekend, she made some watermelon jelly. I was in Waycross, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And I'll be going back this upcoming Friday. I was down there at Laura Walker State Park. I'll see if I can get it, Tiger. I want to try it. I had never heard of watermelon jelly till she mentioned it. And she made cowboy candy too. Jerry J's, yeah, that is a good place to eat. But yeah, down there is where we have our family reunion at every year. Well, I've never tried, so I honestly don't know. We cut a watermelon here, and it's usually gone within about 2 days, tops. My family are the Hortons. Horton. Horton, Yon, McCall, Smith. Yeah, I think it'd turn it to mush too. Absolutely, Willow. There's Crumps, Jacobs, and Floyds. We have a lot of Crumps and Floyds here in Hazelhurst. Tiger, that's actually my uncle's name. Oh yeah, you absolutely do not want to rent in Atlanta. Absolutely not. The bigger cities, of course, it's going to be outrageous. But I will tell you, for the most part, people in Georgia they're kind. They try to help each other as much as they can. So the ice cream truck's going by. Doggone it, now you can get an ice cream. But all right, guys, we're hitting that hour and a half mark. I know some of y'all's probably going to go off and go out and pop off some fireworks, in which I know it's not getting dark for everybody, but yeah, it's getting dark for me. But I want y'all to stay safe. Keep y'all's heads on a swivel. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay prayed up. Y'all stay prepped up. And I'm going to let the video take us out. Love you guys.